Your paradise, searching for love, my dream to realize, reaching for heaven, depending on you. A beautiful love, will my dreams come true? We got now, and I think we both know how to not mess up again. There won't be a victor then. Long as you're living, always remember, you'll never beat life, so don't try to cheat life. Sisters and brothers, do unto others. Love's for enjoying, hate's for destroying. After you get what you want, you don't want it. If I gave you the moon, you'd grow tired of it soon. You're like a baby, you want what you want when you want it. But after you are presented with what you want, you're discontented.
Good evening, everybody. That is such fun. What a great way to start the show. Welcome to this week's show, Where Are They Now? Those who follow us know that the show is all about celebrating the lives of legendary South African artists and music people in local and sometimes international as well. People have contributed to the beautiful mosaic that has built the backbone of South Africa's music history. So we'll get to share their journeys, their amazing experiences, and we are the lucky witnesses to these lives so well lived. Tonight's guest is a lady I've always admired for her tenacity, her never-ending belief in her genre, her peace in the music, her place in the music, and also in the TV industry. She has worked for 30 more years and constantly been of service to other singers and performers. This gal is a force to be reckoned with. Please, will you welcome Barbora Tellinger? Woo!
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. And right back at you. Sheesh.
No, this is not an interview about me, sweetheart. It's an interview about you.
Yeah, but still, I praise you.
Thank you, my love. During the show, I'm going to also tell you that people start popping on and watching, and we've got a nice crowd that come in. I've already got Marion from Germany watching you. Hello, ladies. So at least we know we've got one person watching so far, and they will fill up just now. They will. Barbora, thanks so much for being with us tonight. All the way
Thank
from
you for inviting me, Cindy. Jeez.
Oh, absolutely. You're all the way right now in the Czech Republic. How very exotic that is. It is.
Smack bang in the middle of Europe. Yeah.
Yes, which is absolutely magical. I want to ask you, where were you born?
In Karlovy Vary, then Czechoslovakia. And then the family defected when I was very little, 5 years old.
Wow, defected, eh?
Yeah, to exotic South Africa.
You see, from exotic.
Yeah. And I must tell you,
yes,
when we arrived, we'd never seen an African. We'd never been off the continent. And I think somewhere in my little child's brain, Africa and circus sounded like the same thing. So I thought we were going to this massive circus.
Oh,
So we arrive at little Jan Smuts Airport in 1969, and the fashion then was for Zulus to wear the rings in their lips and
yes.
ears and noses. So I really thought we were living in a circus.
Well, it was a circus. Come on. So Africa is a circus, darling. Didn't you know that? Except the
Yes.
monkeys, like the monkeys running around with all the like important stuff. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into a political debate because
No,
I could
let's
get
not.
shot down so quickly. Whoop! Let me tell you quickly who's watching, because then you're going to feel so good. Absolutely, Anthony. He's from Spain. He's Robin
Anthony?
Auld. Anthony. He works with. He's the business partner of Robin Auld.
Oh,
You know
Robin. Okay.
Yes.
I've sung on a few of Robin's albums.
Okay.
And
So
he's my friend.
there you go. Now Anthony works with him, and Anthony lives in Mallorca, Spain.
Oh,
And then we have Lionel Bestas. Woo!
Lionel, mwah, mwah. One of my favorite humans.
Absolutely, mine too. And Cherie Cousins, she is my PA, my media lady. She's amazing, and she always supports me. Hello, Cherie.
Hey,
And she always likes to
Cherie.
come and see who's doing things. And Jeff Owen. I think
Hi,
Jeff's in
Jeff.
Cape Town. Neil Johnson.
Hey, Petal. He's my foot.
You see? And John
Yeah,
Miller.
hello, dobry den.
Yes, you see, you know all these things. And then, of course, Craig James, all the way from Nashville. No.
We were in a
Isn't that-
band together when I was still a wannabe. I wasn't very good, but he was always good.
He's
God,
always been
Moritz was
good.
in that band. There were so many like heavyweights in that band.
I know, it was a very good band, hey?
Who's
we'll
News,
talk-
I think.
Who's News? And we
Yeah,
used to
I was
work
the
with-
weakest link.
But you didn't get kicked out.
I don't know. I might have.
No, I don't think
The
so.
band just folded. I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
As
were-
they did in those days.
Yes,
There
yeah.
was a
But
lot of
remember,
folding.
we used to bitch and moan about how few venues there were. Boy, would I kill for that amount of venues in Joburg now.
Different world, honey.
Wow. Yeah.
Francine, hello, my darling, from Holland. Francine
Hello.
was a Clout fan from 1977 to
Ah.
on and on. We still see each other. And Francesca Prinsloo for you.
Oh, Franny.
So that's just the start of our evening. Just to let you know that there are people out there that are watching us, darling.
Thank you. That's good. That's good. Our people.
Our people. So I said, right, where are you? You were born in the Czech Republic. You now live there again.
Yeah.
You know, this life is such a circle of, returning tos, going back tos, stuff like that. But let's talk about your life. Coming to South Africa, the young girl, where did you grow up, and how did music start in your life?
Well, my father was a mining engineer, so because we defected, he had no documentation with him. So he started off as a miner in Western area on the gold mines. So we grew up on the platteland.
Okay.
And we ran around barefoot and played tok-toki and, the typical sort of gringo South African 70s
Sure.
childhood. And my mother was an opera singer. So
Oh.
there was always music. And my parents used to jam, they would play sort of Moravian and gypsy sort of folk
Nice.
songs at parties. And my father played the harp, the mouth harp.
Yes.
And they would always harmonize and sing, and they loved swing, and so it was always there. And then of course my brother was a huge influence on me, because when he was 13, he got his first guitar and then became a musician.
Of
and he was
course.
a huge influence on me. I mean, my mother and I had an agreement that I could bunk school one Wednesday of every month to listen to music. as long
Okay.
as I didn't come out of the music room so that my father, when he came home for lunch, wouldn't know that I was home. So I would go through my brother's album collection from Emerson, Lake and Palmer to, I mean, everything. I really discovered music then.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
was good music. I mean, that was also my
Oh,
days of coming through that stuff, and like even the Jethro Tull and
yeah.
you know, Poco and Procol Harum and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It was a different sound.
And Paul
So
Simon, I mean, I discovered stuff that I'd never heard before, and
well,
huge
well,
influence.
Michael was very into that kind of thing. I think
Yeah.
he listened to a lot of different music.
Songwriters, a lot. But then, of course,
See,
Led Zeppelin and Queen. Queen was a
yes.
big, big one. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from all of that, when did you actually start playing or singing or getting out there in the world and using it?
Um, well, I always wanted to. And then I remember that I went with Rob Beresford to one of your gigs.
Oh my
I mean, I
God,
always wanted to be a singer, and I used to work the door for Sterling and Tellinger gigs at the
no.
Oxford
Okay.
store, I remember, the Oxford Hotel, there were 3 venues in that one place.
I know.
And so I always wanted to sing, and I sang with New Dread briefly, and we did a few UDF rallies, which really politicized me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and then I sort of flirted with a whole lot of bands. I wasn't very good at the time, and I also didn't read music, which was to my detriment. And I just wanted to sing. And I remember I accompanied Rob Beresford to one of your gigs at the bar, like downtown Joburg somewhere.
Yes.
And you were just such a revelation because you treated me like a colleague, you know. You
Well,
were
you were.
you were just so generous with information and advice, and it didn't feel like advice. It was just conversational. And you really made me feel like one of the girl singers in town already. So I
Yeah,
kind of
but you were.
I got this I got quite comfortable with that. Anyway, I started doing cabaret.
Okay.
Didi Creel gave me my first proper gig, and that was at Cafe Piaf, which was downtown in Loveday Street somewhere. But then the Black Sun took over from that. So I really
Okay.
sort of cut my teeth in that protest theatre era.
Yes.
And I remember doing a gig there, and Rashid Lani was my pianist, and he's a monster.
Wow.
I mean,
No, he's
and
ridiculous.
yeah, and
Yeah, I saw him in LA, and I think
yeah.
he's coming back for a visit. Yeah.
Yeah, he comes often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I sort of cut, and then the number 58, the venue in Hillbrow,
Yes.
which was anyone worth anything was performed there, and all the
Sure.
visitors came there because it was cabaret. It was so big at the time. So that was where I really kind of honed my voice and lost the weight.
Yeah, no, me too, don't worry.
You know what? Yeah, I remember guys saying, "You're great. You just need to lose weight."
Oh my God,
really? Yeah,
Sure.
that's that kind
No,
of
that's
stuff.
hard.
Yeah.
And my mother used to say, sweetheart, you've just got to lose some weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived
Yeah.
with that my whole life. I just want to tell you who's come on here. Neil Solomon, darling.
Hey, Neil. Hey.
And Marley Kelly.
Hey, Molly. Oh my God.
Oh,
Another
man.
absolute hero idol of mine. Oh,
I
you're
hope
feeling
you're doing
better, Molly.
well. Yeah, that's the first thing we want to know. Are you doing well, my sweetheart? Craig James is coming to visit you in Prague. Hopefully
Craig, that's
in the
fantastic.
not-
Absolutely. We will show you around with such pleasure.
Oh, I'm sure. That's what we
It's city for
do.
walking.
Yeah, I love that.
It's beautiful.
And when we love it when we have moved and some of our South African counterparts come over, and the only thing we want to do is just have fun with them and show them the town
Yeah.
and see where everything is. So Bob, you went did you go straight into jazz kind of thing?
No.
Yeah.
I did the
Yeah.
cabaret thing, and then I became the kind of rock person.
Okay.
I could do that sampler, that rock hill, the kind of rock
Yes.
plant type thing. And so I started doing that and just sort of flirting with stuff. Then I started writing.
Yes.
Then I learned how to read music as well. Started
Okay.
writing and teaching,
Wow.
and was working with Willem Moller and Lionel. In fact, they produced my first album, which was kind of a pop album. And
Okay. Was that the Dolly?
Barbie and the Dolls?
Barbie and the Dolls.
That
Yes.
doll, they were my dolls.
I love that, Barbie and the Dolls, and Barbie doll.
And there's actually quite a few of Lionel's songs on there, which Lionel's my favorite composer. I mean, one of my all-time top 10. Anyway, and then kind of, and then I was asked to teach at the TUT School of Jazz by Mark Doobie. And I think, I really think, timing is so much, as you know.
Yes.
And I just think the timing was in my favor because there was no one else available. And I'd always wanted to do jazz, always.
Okay.
And a few years before that, it was my fantasy to teach at that school. So, the energies that you set out there.
Absolutely.
So,
intention.
Yeah. And there was Mark Doobie phoning me saying, I'm looking for a new vocal coach and your name keeps coming up. So went for an interview, told him that my jazz theory was really rubbish. He said, fine, you'll learn. And I did. And then I was asked to teach at Tux at the University of Pretoria.
Wow.
And then we actually moved there. By then I had 2 kids, they were in school and high school, primary school, and it was a good move.
So you'd already done you'd already done the family thing and all that all this time during you finding your space in academia.
Yeah. I had a teenager and a primary school boy when I entered academia, and I schlepped to Pretoria from Joburg for 3 years, and then just
you moved.
decided, And then we lived in beautiful Brooklyn. It's magnificent there. I was just saying to my kids the other day how lucky we were to live in one of the most beautiful suburbs in South Africa. I was back there 6 weeks ago, and I was staying with Francesca, where I generally stay when I'm there. And it's paradise, But the thing is, you have to drive everywhere.
Where in South Africa, yes.
Yeah, you can't
because we don't have public. And there's also not great public transport, and also it's very dangerous. I've been wanting to get a bike for so long. I just want to go out on my bike on an afternoon drive, something. Don't even try it, darling. Just quickly to let you know that Morris Fresco popped on.
Hey, Morris. He's one of the last people we saw before we left.
Morris is just divine. And Dickie Roberts. Hello, Dickie from Splashy.
Hello.
Cool. So nice to see you. Yeah, nice. Splashy fan. They've kept that thing going. And my friend Pino, who lives in Cape Town, he's just a music lover and a lover of this kind of shows. He always pops on. Thank you, Pino, for coming to see us. I want to see some photos quickly. Like we've got a couple of different photos. I want to see where they were at, what you were doing at the time. Whoa, look at that girl. Hey?
Oh God, we don't realize how pretty we were until we realize how pretty we were. Hey?
You look like. Yeah, but you look like Blondie. You look absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I believe I was quite hot.
Darling,
see it now.
You're so hot. Your husband absolutely do. Look at the boys, Dimana.
Oh, Kai, Diddy, Ruben, and Steve Walsh, and Joanna Weinberg.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
We went to. Yeah, you were saying?
No, I'm listening to you.
We went to Windhoek on tour with this. It's a show called Legends that we workshopped. Diddy started it, and we workshopped it. And we went on tour and we went to Windhoek, and it was when Untag was there. And
Okay.
Chris Duplessis, the journalist, was with us because he was having a relationship with Joanna, and also he was working for the Vrije Weekblad. So he was coming to report on it. And then I invited back a year later for their independence celebrations and the opening of their new theatre. And we had banners on the road welcoming us by name, all of us. And we had a
Wow.
parade welcoming us to Windhoek. It was amazing. It was amazing. And this was the show.
That's special stuff. And that's
Yeah.
also special because it was those times, the political stuff and all. Look at this. Holy
Oh, and
cannoli.
Gabby Lomberg as well, no longer with us, Luciano Zupa, and the tiny 58 dressing room.
Look at you. My gosh.
God.
That's something. I get to, people post things on Facebook and they post a picture of me with, I didn't hardly wear any clothes and I was like,
John?
skinny and had her hair till the end of
Yes.
time and all that stuff. And you look at it and your first instinct is, oh my God, I was attractive, I was this, I was that. And then you suddenly realize that is then and this is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is who I am and this is what I am now.
Yeah.
And I've accepted it. I've had to, because I can't dream and pretend I'm that person anymore.
Yeah, it's a hard one, that, hey. I've also kind of just in the last few months gone, okay, well, this is what it is.
That's the thing.
Now I'm just a fabulous singer. That's what I've decided. That's what my husband's sitting over there saying, yeah, I'm gorgeous.
Gorgeous, so, fabulous singer. Because our idea of beauty has stuck in our heads, that was beautiful. I was so beautiful. I was sexy. I was hot. And now we're a different kind of beautiful.
Yes. More beautiful, Cindy.
I think so. A friend of mine, he said he was looking at a picture of one of my album covers when I was living in America. And I put on a lot of weight when I was in America. I was very big and, jowly and stuff.
Bigger fish to catch.
Fry. Yeah, definitely.
Fry.
I was there to, and so, of course, things happen. But my hair was magnificent at the time. But he said to me, "You're so pretty. You look so beautiful." I'm like, I was as fat as a hoglet.
Oh, you were not.
I'm telling you, no, I was very fat. I was big. And I said to him, "Darling, can't you see how fat I am?" He says, "No, you're beautiful." And I'm like, it is always in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are the critical eye. I've always got my, what can I knock down about myself? What can I,
No, but also, Cindy, there's also media, I mean, media doesn't help. They use airbrushed 16-year-olds to sell stuff to middle-aged women. I mean, what the?
Yes.
So
and we're meant to use the Kardashians as a role model.
See, they've recast the whole series because I don't recognize any of them.
Apparently they've had enough. They said they're finished now. They don't want to do it
they've made their gajillions, have they? Contributing absolutely nothing to society. Nothing. I mean, if you want to see what's wrong with the world today.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did contribute the pound.
We shouldn't be talking about them, but the youngest one, I believe, had stuff done.
What?
At like 18.
She had everything done, Dolly. She was a different person.
Yeah, they all kind of
She was a different person.
I mean,
Then suddenly looked at her and I'm like, who's that? Oh, that's the youngest one. I said, but she didn't look like that.
Yeah, no,
anyway.
We shouldn't even be talking about it.
No. But I think it's funny sometimes when people hear us talking about this stuff. It's just part of life, and we also talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm above all that. I'm very intellectual, and I don't talk about shit. Bugger that. Sometimes I go, the Kardashians are freaking weird, man.
Well, they are weird. Imagine just becoming so rich and famous from doing absolutely nothing.
Well, a lot of people do.
And it's that thing. It's that thing where you're
So it's like, I saw him last night and everything's in like this.
Yes,
Oh,
of course. Yes. Oh, are we driving you all mad? Hey, we've got Trevor Romaine. Oh, he's in Hawaii. Trevor,
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Don't use the K word, Lionel says. Trevor, you are, he is an artist and a writer of note.
Oh, I don't know, Trevor.
No, you must see some of his pictures and his stuff that he puts on. I'll send you something that he made
Okay.
for me. It's ballistic. He's out of this world. Plus, he has got an orphanage and all kinds of things. He's a special guy, Trev. Hey, Trev. Neil Johnson, Barbara, we want to know about your small Samro checks. Oh, that's beautiful.
I believe there was a deposit of 36 ZAR into my South African account.
36, eh?
Listen, it's what's kept us afloat during this COVID era. My Samro checks.
And somebody said, who's this? Fatsuchedzo. Fatsuchedzo, is that correct? Macarena. I can't wait to receive my order from you guys. Does this look like an online sale kind of thing? Are we selling something? I think
I
that's
have absolutely no idea.
I also don't,
But
but
the
I love
Macarena kind of.
the Macarena part works for me. So,
Yeah.
okay, I want to see the video, Part-Time Love, because that shows where we're at here.
I need somebody who's consistent with me, someone already there when I need company. 'Cause when I'm feeling low, I don't wanna have to go out looking for some part-time kind of love. And when the dreams and rainbows start to disappear, don't want somebody up and running out of here. 'Cause when you stop and start, baby, it's just too hard upon my heart. That part-time kind of love. And I can't take it, darling, living here, wait and see. I need somebody who's committed now to me. Somehow, someday you'll have to take a chance. So if you like the music, baby, get up and dance. And if we grow together, daring to dream, I know we'll find our share of peaches and cream. 'Cause when the juices flow, I don't wanna know no excuses. Just want your full-time love for me. Just want your full-time love for me.
God, my hair was great.
Ah, sweetheart. You know, this was quite a leap of faith, I think. When I don't mean a leap of faith really, because you went into it. Jazz called you. You were drawn to it. You know, jazz has always terrified the It has, because na 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 na.
That wasn't jazz, though.
I'm like, a few too many notes. I know you do. And to me, it's always like, I mean, I do some like really cool blues stuff, like some Etta James and a couple of things
you
like
would,
that. Yeah.
Cindy, you could sing jazz with your eyes closed, seriously.
No, I'm telling you. Sure, I don't think I can.
You're telling her.
I'm telling you. But Suzanne Brenner. Hello, Susan.
Yeah.
Barbara and you crossed paths through Michael, who was a friend. Getting to know her here with you. Oh, she didn't know you. Suzanne, a wonderful, wonderful journalist friend.
Yeah. Thank you, Suzanne. Oh, Anthony, thank you.
Lovely. Just to mention quickly, our friend Peter Feldman passed away yesterday.
Yes.
So we lost him. And there's just, there are people in this business. That's why when I brought you on, some people say, so who's Barbara Tellinger? I'm like, wait, people. There are so many people in this business that people just don't even know what they did and who they were. And that's why this show is all about this. That's what we're here for, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many colleagues that we've lost in the last year and a half. It's actually scary. It's just on and on.
We're keeping it alive, and I've had Suzanne on the show already, so I'm keeping it all alive, hopefully. I want to talk about Barbie and the dolls.
Yeah. Yes,
so,
doll.
Great name, doll.
It went platinum, of course,
Yes.
as things do in South Africa. You pound the pavements and everyone goes, yeah, just not what we're looking for right now.
It's not our genre.
Yeah. It's never what they're looking for right now.
Not quite our platform.
Yeah. So you just carry on. And,
so you do. You carry on. But then you did some theatre stuff and series, and you did TV.
I mean, I did. I always I got into the voiceover thing, and then I mean, acting's, one can act. So I did some TV series and some cameos and stuff, and I had like a season on Scandal.
Wow.
In my mid-40s, playing someone's mother, and then an adult's mother, and then musicals. Yeah, I did a few musicals because you have an agent and they send you for stuff and you got to keep working, so you do stuff.
But I mean, even though it sounds like you didn't sort of really love it that much, but it loved you.
What, musicals?
Yes. It loved you. The series, the TV stuff, it loved you.
I know, I didn't mind it at all. I could have carried on. It's just that it's slim pickings. And then I still love taking a musical theatre tune and jazzing the hell out of it. We still, in our repertoire, we do stuff from musicals, which people sometimes recognize and sometimes don't.
I love it.
As long as there's pace and swing, then hey, I'll do it.
I think that's what it's all about. For me, it's always about the groove,
Yeah.
If you give me the groove, man, then I can do it.
Yeah.
If playing with a band, with a drummer who's got wooden legs, it's like, it's like ka-dunk, ka-dunk. You're just waiting for the beat.
What's amazing in South Africa, well, here as well, obviously, but there are so many good musicians there.
Yeah.
So, and there's so little work going around that you can actually, I mean, when I did these academic recitals at the University of Pretoria, I really had my I remember. So because I didn't have a music degree, but I'm a really good teacher.
Yes.
So I needed to do this kind of creative output stuff so that I could sort of get my masters and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I called Mark Doobie because he started me in jazz, and he was the first big cabaret I ever did down at the Playhouse in Durban. He was the bass player. So I knew him for years. Anyway, so I called him. I said, please, will you be the musical director for my first recital? So we had the band. We had Rob Watson. We had Doobie. We had Fleur. Or did we? Anyway, we had the band and we didn't have a pianist. And I was looking for the right jazz accompanist. And he says, so we're sitting there, racking our brains. And he says, you know what? There's this American dude that has moved here, and I think he's your guy. His name is John Press, and I think he's your guy. So I go, yeah, Mark, but can he accompany? Turns out he can in many ways. But of course, both of us were still married to other people at the time. We were not the cause of the breakdown of each other's marriages, by the way. That came afterwards because we worked together for several years before we worked together. Anyway, so but what were we talking about?
Who knows? You were talking about your band with Mark Doobie and Rob Watson, and you were looking for a pianist.
Of these fantastic musicians, Fleurs played on that track that we've just heard, and just great musicians. I mean, I've worked with Neil Solomon. I've worked with
very good players,
all the greats. Seriously, I've been lucky, and I'm, as I'm not a household name. I'm not a name by any means, but I've worked with some big names, and. I mean, even I was I replaced someone in the Pressure Cookies, which was Tony Aselli's band.
Okay.
And we were the support band for Meatloaf. So we toured the whole of Southern Africa with Meatloaf, the very verbose and well-spoken Meatloaf.
Was he very verbose?
Very verbose, yeah. There's that one kind of American voice that just carries across neighborhoods even.
Yes.
And his is one of those, very outspoken. And but fun, So I had that. I sang with. Then of course I did the whole Voelvry movement. Okay. So I toured with Johannes Kerk-Oral, and recorded with him and stuff like that. So then that's a whole other group of people that you meet and work with.
I love that Voelvry thing because it was the Afrikaans, that sort of Afrikaans fuck you,
completely. Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, no,
anybody that was saying that at the time, I was like, yes.
And the music was fabulous. Yeah. It was just great songs. So exciting. And then when I met John, then the sky was the limit because I suddenly had the right person to work with. And I was composing and he was turning my songs into
songs.
And then we actually came here. We went on holiday to Europe, and we did Amsterdam and Berlin, and I wanted to show him the place where I was born. And we had one gig in Prague at the Reduta. But now, you're holidaying for a month. So you're whining and dining and everything. And now suddenly you've got to haul out your chops and play at one of the oldest jazz clubs in Europe. Yeah. And so we arrive for a sound check. And the sound engineer brings me this tray of microphones. He goes, which one do you, they've got everything. They've got everything's there. And then he brings me this tray of microphones. Which one do you want? And I go, I'll have the Shure Beta. Because that's what I'm used to. He goes, there are much better mics here.
Oh, no.
I know, but anyway, I mean, where in South Africa have you ever been offered a small
tray.
microphones? Yeah. So,
Buffet, darling, a buffet.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what started it, and the friend who arranged that gig the following year arranged us this amazing tour. And I think we had about 12 gigs in 3 weeks or
Wow.
something insane
Lovely.
like that. And then, I mean, John loves statistics and stuff, So he was looking at, because he was so taken with Prague. And he was reading up on one of the 10 safest cities in the world. It's got one of the 3 best public transport systems in the world. And everything that my home country wasn't, South Africa wasn't, one of the 10 most dangerous. No public transport system really to speak of. And so we started thinking about moving here. And then our third tour, we were already kind of living here. We went apartment hunting, and we kind of, and we fell in with the best musicians in town. So just fantastic.
That's it.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. And we just got gigs. And, that first year that we lived here was brilliant. And then, of course, that was BC.
Yes, BC, of course.
So, but, I got myself on the system. So as someone who was born here, I'm a citizen. And the state has been generous.
Forthcoming.
Yeah. So that's been deeply helpful, because I've got a child who won't stop studying. He's doing his second degree now.
Where is he?
He's in Pretoria.
Okay.
He's my youngest, Elvis. And I wanted a girl named Elvis. I thought that would be the coolest thing.
That would be very cool. Maybe not for Elvis, but it would be cool.
Yeah. And he was quite a character at school. The teachers would go, they thought they were very clever. They'd go, so are you named after Presley or Costello? And he'd say, no, ma'am, after the Zimbabwean gardener.
That's so cute. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I love that.
Anyway, so he won't stop studying, so I need to pay for that. And then my mom is there, and older people need care, and it costs. So thank God for the Czech government during this time, and for John, who is not as young as me, and he gets Social Security from the US, which is incredibly helpful. So
of course.
So we can live this dream. But I must tell you, I mean, there's, I'm a South African. I do feel that. It's interesting living it's interesting being Czech and South African. I lived there for 51 years, for God's sake. That's my,
Yeah. It's
So interesting coming back here and adapting to this, to efficiency and service delivery and.
That's so nice.
No, it's amazing. And just art. That's the yin yang. I mean, it is everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's just art. Even during lockdown, there's so much public space art, and green spaces.
It's also, it's very green, very art. It's very cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
And it always has been. I mean, Europe is that. I always picture myself living in Paris and just walking out and having a cafe and then going meeting friends for lunch and having a gig in the evening and whatever,
Yes.
I always had that vibe. And yet I lived in America for a long time and I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved America.
Yeah. Winter was harsh. This last winter was harsh.
Well, winter in Europe is harsh.
But it was full lockdown, so everything was closed, and it's too cold to go and sit in the park.
No, I would think that would be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do? You just stay home and watch Netflix.
We just stay home and we made music, and you can't garden because it's too cold, and so you do. I cooked. John started cooking. He learned how to cook. He's become this kitchen chef.
I can imagine.
We started baking. I now make biscuit because we really
You
miss
make biscuit?
So I call it
Okay.
Buddha biscotti. So yeah, so we, you do, and then you go walking when the weather allows. I mean, winters can be beautiful when things are open.
Yes.
But walking, I mean, it's such a walking city. You really can walk from one end to the other. We'll sometimes walk 15 Ks just in one day, just wandering across the city. So
That's so wonderful. And then you stop and you have something to eat. Carry on.
yeah. My oldest son lives in London now, and he's coming to visit next month. So that's
Nice.
exciting. Yeah.
That's fantastic. No, it's always
Yeah.
those things that we used to look forward to. What's your favorite medium? Like duo, band, small band, big band? What do you like?
Yeah. I must say, I love me a big swing band.
Yeah,
With the horns.
yeah.
I love that. And I'm a dancer.
Yes, of course.
I just
Yes.
cannot. I mean, I'll sit somewhere and I'll go, what is wrong with these people? Why is there not even a toe tapping? How can they be sitting here listening to this and sitting still? Things like that amaze me because I move at the. We have here at noon every day all the church bells ring for 3 minutes, and even that I can swing to that even.
I like it. So yeah, big band. I think that we could. We've got another video that I'd like to see. I think it was a lockdown video. The Please Acknowledge.
That was one of the academic recitals as well. So there's John and I think Justin Holcroft.
Okay.
And Watson and Doobie and
Okay.
Fuert. And I
I'd like
think
to see
my
that.
ensemble, my vocal ensemble.
Okay, guys, let's see that video. Please acknowledge. Awesome.
7 days of sun and splendor, 7 nights of sweet surrender, 7 hours since you got on that train. 7 times I've tried to call you, 7 different numbers for you, 7 ways for me to go insane. Please acknowledge that you're alive. Please let me know that you recognize I exist, or I'm scratching you off my list. Please acknowledge that we had fun. Please let me know that you're feeling one and the same, or you'll never see me again. So was it that you lost my number? Or perhaps you stepped under a car, or think we won't get very far. If it's so, then let me know it. 7 ways that you could show it. It's hard to read your mind when you're so far. Please acknowledge that you're alive. Please let me know that you recognize or I'm scratching you off my list. Please acknowledge that we had fun. Please let me know that you're feeling one and the same, or you'll never see me again. 7 nights of sweet surrender, 7 hours since you got on that train. Thank you.
That
was my hit. You know, when more than
hit.
100 people see your video, then it's a hit.
That is spectacular. Everybody's going woohoo, loving it. What a beautiful song. Andreas Klee.
Andreas Klee, hey
Yeah.
Andreas. He was
He's
one of my
living in
teenage
Canada.
loves.
Teenage loves.
Oh, you know, Happy
I love-
Acres.
Yes.
We were counselors at a holiday camp called Happy
Oh
Acres.
my God, how
Yeah,
cute.
yeah, it was fabulous. It was a nice
Oh,
way to
man.
have a teenagehood.
Yes. I think those kind of things are good.
Thank you, Anthony.
I like it when that happens. How did they do that? Marion, what a
Thank
beautiful
you.
song. We like that. Then Barbara can see you.
Yeah.
You've done some solo albums and you've done a beautiful duet with John. An album.
Oh no, we've actually
Yes.
done 4 together.
Okay. So I was starting like at the beginning of it where you 2012 you did with John and Mark and Rob live
Yeah.
at the museum.
Museum, yeah.
Museum.
Yeah, at the music hall at Tux.
Okay. Beautiful. And then Jazz Live 2012?
Yeah, that was the following year. This was all in terms of my creative output academically.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
for the
that's what it-
master's thing. Yeah.
Okay. So when you record, are you choosing songs that you've written? Are you choosing standards? Are you mixing it up?
Mixing it up completely.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. There are
Because
just
you're
too,
the-
you know, Cindy, there are too many beautiful songs.
I know.
And that's
And
the
there's
thing
so
about
many.
the American songbook in jazz is that, you know, those songs have been around for 100 years now, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why. So they're hard to ignore. I mean, melody, I'm a sucker for melody as well.
Yeah.
You know, a beautiful melody. Oh, and when I'm in good voice, I get
Yes.
such a kick out of it. You know
Of
how that
course.
feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When you just open your mouth and it just comes out the way
I
it's
know.
meant
And
to.
they're such beautiful songs. You
Yeah.
can't ignore them.
Yeah.
So,
It's like I've also tried to pick in my repertoires just really beautiful songs, good songs. But then of course I play the gambler, play what's that one? Sweet Home Alabama, and I'm like, no.
well, it's the same with jazz because you go, then they go sing. What are some of those songs, John? That we have? Yeah,
Like Mac the Knife.
play Mac the Knife or
Oh!
New York or my, you know, that kind of stuff, or LOVE or you know those things, or Fly Me to the Moon, or as I like to call it, Buy Me a Baboon. You know?
You see, and that's the thing. It's like, at least when you pick, that's why I said, what do you pick? You pick the songs that make you feel good and that
Yeah.
are relevant to what you do. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not
Yeah.
going to record Sweet Home Alabama ever. I'm not going to record Achy Breaky Heart. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, we've started doing house concerts because until tourism returns completely, you know,
Yes.
Prague had like 10 jazz clubs. And we would
Wow.
do, for example, a 3-set gig, and every set we would have a different audience, packed house, different audience. Because
They
if
would
they're
just
coming
go,
on the dollar
come in.
or the euro or the pound sterling, they feel nothing about paying the equivalent of 200 ZAR for entrance fee for one set, a bottle of wine, then they move on. So jazz
got it.
tourism was a reality here. So we had it really good. But now, until tourism arrives, the jazz clubs there are 2 that are open. But otherwise, you know, nothing's happening. So our apartment is magnificent. and
I
big and
see.
spacious. So
Beautiful.
we started doing house concerts, and our first one was just fantastic. I mean, people loved
That
it.
is great.
You know, we provide decent wine, and it's
Yes.
part of the deal. And then we do 2 40-minute sets, and
Yeah.
we've got a terrace, and so it's fantastic. But I always choose a non-jazz tune for some reason, because John and I also love non-jazz. So what did we do last time? Oh, we did Don't Sleep in the Subway.
Oh, that's nice. But that's
Yeah,
kind of,
and
it's a bit
yeah.
jazzy.
Well, the
Don't
way
sleep
John
in
and our
the
bass player
subway,
did it,
baby.
yeah. And then, so this week we're doing It's Too Late, Carole King.
Oh, and I love that song.
And
Too
when
late,
John
baby,
plays,
now
yeah, no,
it's
it's
too
just
late. Oh,
yeah. So
whoa, what a song.
yeah, so
is-
we
what-
always do something, that's
Throw
and then
in some stuff.
I always do, for some reason, not deliberately, but I always end up doing something from musical theatre that we've taken and turned into
Yes.
some jazz thing.
But I like that idea because you mentioned that earlier. I thought that's the way to do it. It's like I find these like maybe sometimes I find like an old heavy metal song, a really hard rock song, and totally, zhuzh it about, and then make it into a ballad or something. People go,
Yeah.
is that song? And I'm like, yeah, it's that song.
That video, in that recital, we actually I did a Foo Fighters tune,
You see, I
DOA,
love that.
and we swung it.
Yo,
we just
I
swung
bet
the
you swung
crap
it.
out of it. It
Of
was
course
great.
you can. Because a good song is a good song.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world, no matter what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a good song, it can be done any which way but loose, baby.
And I love me the Foo Fighters. Hey,
Yeah, I
I
like
went through
it's a good, great
stage.
band.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
band.
I could have had Dave Grohl's Babies, but I was
Oh
already
yes, me
past
too.
that stage.
I could, even though he scared me a bit because he's just so good.
Yeah. Oh, I love them. They were my Christmas music. And now
Really?
it's Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh, that's okay. Don't
I
worry.
love it. Oh, I love it.
Tom Jones still does it for me. Just say da 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 da. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Tom
So that-
Jones. Oh my God.
I love Tom
Oh
Jones.
my God. Tom Jones. I saw the light on the night that I perspired. I mean, really, even that's I was like, yes. Yes. I freaking liked it. And some of those big songs that like Shirley Bassey used to do.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, those James Bond songs.
Yes.
Those big songs.
Goldfinger. That's
Goldfinger. I can't get the timbre anymore.
Goldfinger.
Gold. And then I mixed the songs up. Yeah. Anyway.
I love it. I just love it. Foo Fighters are doing Bee Gees songs. Wouldn't be surprised.
That
be
could be
surprised.
interesting.
Because you know that Barry's just released a new album, Barry Gibb. He's the last Gibb.
Is Barry the last Gibb standing?
He's the last
Yeah.
Gibb standing.
Listen,
And,
I'm not a fan, hey?
You're not a fan. I am a
Yeah.
big fan of the Bee Gees because
Yeah.
of the songs.
Yes, they're staying on. Cancel the staying on.
Yeah, they had to cancel the Staying Alive tour.
That's very naughty. But anyway, he just did this sort of countryish album with like Dolly Parton singing Islands of the Stream with him and all the people singing with him. It was just really, really beautiful.
Aww.
Yeah, very beautiful. And I love collaborations that are really left field.
I
you
know. I mean,
I love
Dolly and the
stuff
Foo
that-
Fighters.
I mean, really,
Wow.
yeah.
I'd
So-
love to see Dave Grohl and Dolly in the same room together.
Did she do something with him? I said Bee Gees and
Oh,
Dolly,
the Bee Gees. Sorry.
No, no.
I was still with.
Don't worry, but I'd
Yeah,
love to see
yeah.
Dolly with the Foo
But I
Fighters.
love the Bee Gees. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, no, you can't not. Tony Gaza. he
Hey,
popped on.
Tony.
Tony baby. There he is.
Hey,
Hi,
long
hi,
time.
Sins. There you go, Tones. Saying how's it? And Francine saying, please sing Save Me. I will not. She knows I will sing it for you when I see you. No, we're singing. Bob and I are doing stuff together. We're just hanging out, man. We're having such fun. Listen to you. People are happy to feel it. What are we doing? Woo! Good harmonies there, Bob.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's what I do.
Terry Barker's here. She used to run Plum Crazy. Don't you remember that?
Oh my
Terry!
God, I'm crazy. Neil
Yes.
Johnson and I used to meet there after his show on 702.
Oh,
And
Neil.
you remember that
Awesome.
members pub there?
Of course, it's called Prompt Corner. Prompt Corner was our spot, doll.
It. Yeah. Oh, Plum Crazy. There were so many venues then.
It
Man,
was,
and we used to complain.
No, I was just and the residencies. We'd play for 6 months at a place, and then
6
they
nights
loved
a
us
week?
more. 6 nights a week, of course.
Yeah.
6 months. Then they wanted us more, so like 12 months. Look, life has changed. Life does change. Change always makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you know what? This is where we've landed after all the amazing things that have happened to us.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say my life is shit. I have to acknowledge. Please acknowledge.
Yes.
Please acknowledge, or I'll cut you off the list. No. I'm just saying we have to acknowledge that we've had such an incredible experience.
You know, especially as South Africans, I think it's been for me to arrive there as this Uitlander, as a child, into the circus, and the happy childhood and all that, and then my political kind of awakening and activism, and I was most in jail twice, né?
Oh my goodness! I escaped jail. I didn't get. I was taken to the police station, but then they let me go.
Yeah, no, there were quite a few of us. Anyway, it's a nice story to be able to tell, but it was just for the weekend. It's each time it was not a big deal.
Did they feed you?
Beaten up by some brawly Afrikaners after a protest as well, which was interesting.
I had one of those. Yes, I had someone smack me.
Yeah, then to have had a career there, and then to kind of land up here, and it's absolutely amazing.
It is amazing,
and then yours as well. Going off to LA. It was LA. Hey,
yes,
in LA. Yeah. And then go and saved your own life, for God's sake.
I did go and save my own bloody life. And then now I'm still trying to save my own life.
Yeah. So it's really been an interesting life, I think, for both of us,
Absolutely,
more so than many. But if Marley's still watching, I mean, Marley did the same. They went off to the US.
I know. They did stuff. I interviewed the Four Jacks and Jill recently, and they were in the US. They were in overseas. Yeah. They did everything. They had hits over there. I mean, this is stuff why I'm doing the show, to tell people what we did and to tell people what happened to people that they don't know. Oh, Four Jacks and Master Jack. They had so many hits, more hits than you know. Barbara Tellinger was like in everything at all times. And yes, you say, it was not the most famous thing. It doesn't even matter, because you mattered. You were relevant in all your work, in everything you've done, even now. You're still mattering and relevant.
I wanted to mention those 3 kids that were doing BVs in that Piece of Knowledge video. The 2 girls got Berkeley scholarships. That was their last year with me, and then they left.
Whoa!
And the guy, Gert, is like a big time choral conductor now. Sure. So, and I was the kind of teacher who every weekend there were students on my stoop at my house in Brooklyn. And I mean, they were really comfortable to be there. And so they would
shape
lives. Yeah.
You
So
shaped lives.
That's something that really
important.
That I really am really sort of happy about.
Proud of.
That there were some lives that I shaped. Yeah.
This is it. To say that you've actually influenced people or inspired people or shaped lives, if that's all I leave behind, yay.
Yeah.
I was of service.
Yeah.
You see, being of service is a different thing. It's something that, it just takes you away from ego.
That's the thing about South Africa is that you've got, in the face of complete non-service, you've got so many individuals
doing so much.
Doing so much, and it's such a beautiful thing. Of course, it's it could be paradise.
Of course, it could be, because if the top few, the party, the partij, if they just
you're referring to my greatest disappointment of my entire life. Them,
mine too, because I was also shouting in the townships, Amandla, Amandla, viva, viva. And look what happened. Anyway, I'm not speaking as a white person. I'm speaking as a human being who lives in South Africa. This is my country too. Yeah. And I love it. I love it. Yeah. I've supported it.
Yeah.
So
listen, Cindy, you need to go traveling, because 1 hour at OR Tambo is all that you need.
That's all you need. I go traveling, trust me. I travel.
Speaking of circus.
Circus. Oh my God. Circus. That's always it's always a fun game. Yeah. But listen, going to the traffic department is a circus.
I had to pay someone and meet them at Mabopane at 7 a.m.
I love it.
When I was there recently. So
somebody stop
for the license, in fact.
Neil, are you telling somebody to stop us because we're getting crazy? Neil's like, somebody stop them. Or stop
Neil Johnson?
Them. No.
Yeah.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts. I've got somebody here, Crazy Elvis in Hanover.
Crazy Elvis?
He says, Ordinary People from the Bee Gees is a great song.
Many Bee Gees songs are great songs.
Sheesh. But of a poultry vocal. Thank you, Lionel. So what are you doing nowadays? Like daily, what do you do?
Okay, so it is now, what is it? 8:10, and the sun has only just set. It's about to set. It's overcast, but it's about to set. So, so we kind of are still, keep musician hours. So we'll sleep late. I started doing, because singing was literally banned in the EU during this last lockdown.
Singing was banned.
Singing was banned. You can kill people with this voice. Singing was banned. So I couldn't even teach. And then when it kind of, things have been opening up quite rapidly. In fact, we're going to Croatia for John's birthday next month. And we don't need a test because the Czech Republic is now a green country. So we don't even need the tests anymore. I've had so many damn tests. At some point, the system needs to go, she's okay. Her immune system is okay. Anyway, so what I did was I did a workshop.
Yes.
And that generated quite a few new students. So the ball is kind of rolling now. And then we started with a house concert. And also I've kind of slowly am finding my way into voice work. So I'm doing 2 days next week of dubbing.
Okay,
that's the nice thing about being here, because all the Czech stuff needs to be dubbed as well into English.
That's fantastic.
Despite what you're hearing now, I do have like a a sort of
A dubbing voice.
transcontinental English accent. It's not American,
Yes.
it's not Cockney or anything.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm doing a dubbing next week. And then I'm teaching, and then we've got the house concert. So slowly, Cindy, luckily we're still so young. We've got all
Yes,
the
of
time
course.
in the world.
You
hey?
have. There
Yeah.
are so many more things to absolutely discover and redo. I mean, house concerts are beautiful. Dubbing is lovely. Everything.
Yeah.
You know what? If you see life truly like that, if you see life as this big fat masterpiece of opportunity, then you will be fine. It's when
yeah,
we stop.
It's exactly. I've heard this several times before. It's like people say, "How come you did this? How come you?" And then it's because I didn't know that I couldn't.
Well, yeah,
I
of
didn't,
course.
you know.
Well, there you
I didn't
go.
know that I couldn't.
Exactly.
It's
Oh,
like
you
when I
shouldn't be
started-
doing that.
Yeah.
What do you mean I shouldn't be doing that? Why shan't I?
It's
I
when
mean,
I started
you're like
teaching
60
jazz,
something, you know.
Yeah. And people said, "Well, you've never been a jazz singer." I go, "Well, now I am, because
Yeah.
it's my big passion." And quite frankly, I mean, jazz musicians said I could, so I did. Anyway, I mean, it's if someone doesn't stop me, I'll do it. I'll continue.
Thank you. And
You
that's
know.
what I said. Somebody's going to have to just drag me off the stage. Cindy, it's enough now. And just pull me off.
Yeah.
It's like,
But listen,
with my
you know
Zimmer
what?
frame.
Yeah. My
Cindy,
mother
it's
uses
enough
one
now.
But I just think my versions of songs are getting better, and I'm a much better jazz singer now than obviously, because jazz is that kind of genre, but I mean, most genres are. But I'm a much better jazz singer now than I was even a year ago, I think, or 2 years ago. So
Yeah,
just
I
carry
feel
on,
that too. I feel that I'm a better singer now as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I know, I sort of know, I know my voice so well, you know.
Yeah, and also interpretation,
Yeah.
it's a big one. So you kind of start seeing songs differently, and I just think I've got so much more to offer now. And then I've really
Absolutely.
been, the other thing, just quickly,
Yes.
is we live in a city, or we live in a country where there's still less than 4% unemployment, which is
Wow.
insane. I mean, I've never lived in an environment like that in my life.
That's amazing.
So I've got these young adults that come to my workshops, and they're all employed, and they all have
Yes.
money to pay for
Yes.
workshops and
Everything.
classes
Oh.
and stuff.
Wow.
So it's a beautiful thing. And there's so many expats in this city that I can just, it rolls over and I can just continue. So hopefully I can. And also we're in this magnificent apartment, so I can make a noise.
That's beautiful.
We're on the top floor, and there's no one below us. We have a neighbor who loves jazz.
That's
we
fantastic.
We have offices below us. Our landlord is a musician. So
life is good.
We
in the
need to
hood.
hang on to this apartment. And then
But you
eventually
will.
I want to live in a little house by the river with dogs. And I need
Okay.
to garden again,
Yeah.
because gardening's my
You
thing.
like it. I also
Yeah.
love gardening. I have a tiny place to garden. But I do. The simple things in life. I just saw something. Lionel said he meant that the poultry vocal by Dave in the Foo Fighters version of the Bee Gees song. I'd like to
No,
see
it's
that.
a poultry.
Poultry. It's possible.
Okay.
You know, he can't
Listen.
do everything. Can't do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Neil, write a new song, Dave. Okay. Love
Yeah.
it.
Hey, listen, I haven't written anything in 2 years. So, there's that.
I thought, okay, lockdown. I'm going to write every 5 minutes. Yes, and you good, right? Yeah, you keep trying, honey.
Yeah. You mean I have to first plug in the keyboard's pedal? No, I'm not putting up with this.
No. Did I touch a guitar in 6 months? No. Did I sing a song in 6 months? No, I did not.
But I can tell you about Netflix viewing. I really can.
No, that's what I can tell you about. I
Yeah.
can tell you about movies and Netflix and pajamas. Got a lack of pajamas.
Yeah. And also, I can tell you about spinal issues because
Oh,
that's
I'm
been
sorry
my
to hear
suffering
this.
for the last year
Oh,
and a half.
Lord.
And
Well,
I can
I've got
tell
to
you,
go.
but I can tell you, I mean, baking and cooking. Oh my God, I
Baking.
can go on.
We can really do that. Yeah, well, listen, we've survived. I think I put on about 5Ks
Oh.
because I thought, fuck it, I just want to eat what I want to eat.
That's small fry, baby. Small fry.
Really? Small fry. No, I think it was a
small
bit
fry.
more.
You know,
It's
I've always
probably a
been
bit more.
I've always been quite skinny, but I'm no longer skinny. I am beyond buxom now.
And your husband loves ya.
My husband says I'm still gorgeous.
You see, he loves ya.
Yeah, but then he has
So-
to. Oh, and he got his permanent residence in the Czech Republic yesterday.
Muzzle tov,
Well,
darling.
that's a big one. That's a big one. You know what
Yes,
happens when
yes.
you marry a Czech? A small Czech, a big Czech. You can cash that check. So it's a big Czech right
Here we
now.
go. Tell me, have we still got a few photos left before we go into the other video?
We must have.
I think we have. Ooh, yay. Wow, where was that?
That is at Ludwig Bauer's one big room studio in Pretoria.
I love Ludwig. He's amazing.
That was Ludwig's fantastic. That is that was the last album that we recorded. We went in for a day, and we just laid it all down. We just did 3 takes of everything, of each song live, and then chose the best one, and that's the latest album.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and Doobie and Godfrey.
Godfrey. I love Godfrey.
And my good hair. Oh, I miss my hairdresser in South Africa so much.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's finding the right hairdresser.
Oh, what it costs here, Cindy.
It's expensive.
Ah,
No.
oh,
Now that's gorgeous.
yeah.
Eh?
Yeah.
Is that the
Lady in
beautiful
red.
love, the love, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so those were just promo shots. Oh, there's Gabby Lomberg. We were the 2 Marilyns.
The 2 Marilyns, eh?
2 Marilyns, yeah. Yeah. God, I was skinny. Jesus. No breasts to speak of, though. Ah, Andy Cleland. Sandy Schultz.
Yes.
We had a band called
I want to see these guys.
Lonely in the
know.
Saddle, I think. I can't remember what we were called. Maybe the song, one of the songs was Lonely. Anyway, that was on the Yeovil Ridge, as you can see.
Yes.
And as you can see, I was the ugly stick had hit me quite hard.
Yes, terrible. I can't even
God,
look
it's
at
nice to see.
you. Can't even look at you.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
spectacular.
the vintage shops were my favorite.
Yes, well, that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
I was always half naked in all my pictures as well. Absolutely.
Very
Yes, we
proud.
leotards all the time. I was
Yeah.
like Madonna, but she needed to stop eventually. She just keeps on wearing the leotard.
She just
I knew
has
when to stop.
now.
She's got to
But have
stop
you seen
wearing
how
leotards.
puffy and swollen she is from
Because
all that
it's
stuff?
too much. Yeah, she's having too much work done.
Look,
when
if
you
I
start-
did this,
I know. That's all I need is just that part gone.
but I'm just not prepared for the suffering. I can't.
I
There's
don't want
more
needles in
important
my
stuff.
face.
Hey, you do
Needles
needles
in my
in your
No, I say don't want needles in my face.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
scary.
No. I don't want anything. No. No, life's actually too short.
I'm
for
growing old gratefully, they say.
No, I'm growing old gracefully. And you know what?
Nah. Don't believe
You know what?
Sorry.
Keith Richards is still outliving us all.
Thank you. And he's done everything there is to do, and he's still doing it.
Yeah.
So looking back, do you believe that you were always in your truth, or did you find it somewhere along the way and just stick with it, or not?
I think I found it somewhere along the. Well, I always felt I was in my truth, but no one else believed it. So, you know what it is. I mean, you know, until the new digital era, I mean, there were record labels and there were record companies, and what you wanted was what you were striving for was a deal. So I was always doing what I thought the market wanted.
Yes.
And that, I think that's where the change was, where I just eventually went, oh, for fuck's sakes, I don't care what the market wants. I'm going to give it what I feel like giving. And if the market likes it, they will let me know. And listen, you know what? A following of 500 people is still a following.
Damn straight.
We were having a conversation with someone who gave up her commerce life and went all Zen and now does like these massive yoga online sessions, and she leads them where you've got like 5,000 people. And she was saying, because I know that musicians would prefer to play to 5,000 people on an online event than 50 people live. And I went, no, you've got it completely wrong.
That's completely
I would rather play
wrong.
to 20 live people than 5,000 online people.
Thank you.
Seriously.
That's the thing. And I struggled with the thing.
Yeah, she was stunned.
Yeah,
she couldn't understand why.
Because it's a different connection that, you see. I did 1 or 2 online shows right in the beginning because everybody was doing them. And I thought, okay, I better do this. And to me, it was, why am I doing this? This is not me.
No, I hate it. I don't like it. Yeah.
As I said, we are sort of heading towards the saying goodbye. But we just keep talking, and I love it. That's why we leave ourselves more time.
Yeah, thank you.
If you looking at this incredible life that you've had right here, right now, what matters to you right now? We were just starting to talk about that. What matters to you right now?
Oh, I mean, there's obviously more things than one.
Oh, of course.
So what matters to me is I'll start with myself and John in our immediate environment. What matters to me is that we can continue to be productive and to have even the smallest audience. And then my children,
Yes,
that's what happens when you damn well procreate, is that they end up being quite a big part of your life. And I was fortunate to have 2 boys. I remember when my gynae phoned me when I was pregnant with my second, and she phoned me about something else, and she said, "Do you want to know?" And I said, "Oh, just tell me then."
Yes.
And she said, "It's a boy." So I was in the garden. I remember I was gardening, and I just had this feeling of joy come over me. I thought, cool. So Super Sport will be the soundtrack to my life, and they can pee outside in the garden. What could be better? So I mean, boys are I think
easier.
I
think so.
I mean, I know some people have difficult boy children, and it's it's an unfortunate thing, but so far my boys are fabulous, and I was one of those tell-all mothers. I mean, we had no sacred cows in our house, and
that's fantastic, though.
And so, yeah, and which is good because they don't drink, they don't, they're not the woohoos like I was.
Yeah.
So that's useful. I'm waiting for the day that I can have my whole damn family in a room, in the same room. But it was nice. I was in South Africa recently and spent quality time with my mom and my brother and so many of my friends. And Neil Johnson came out all the way from Joburg, and
Neil's a doll.
So it was just really lovely to see. And that's the thing about relocating, is that I had at least 45 people who went out of their way to come and see me in South Africa because they're my friends for years.
Yes.
And so I don't really have that here. I've got family here, but it's
of course. No. and you'll develop your own friends, but it's later in life.
Yes.
We've developed I've got my friends. I still make new friends here and there, and it's always such a divine surprise. And it's fine because of technology and because we can Skype, or I could just video call you while I'm walking to the shops. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not tangible, but right now nothing's tangible. When you think about it, we're not allowed to touch,
Yeah.
So we're in different spaces in our life. Bob, this is just I can talk
It's
to you
been lovely. We could carry on for another 2 hours. Seriously, because I want to ask you shit now.
No, you're not allowed to, because it's not your interview. We'll talk.
To the people who tuned in, just thank you. It's been nice to.
We've had an awesome bunch of people here that have all just commented. They are all supportive. I just love it. Yeah, our people who just get it. When I say get it, like this is not an Oprah interview. This is something else, and I sometimes talk too much. I think, I better shut up and let the person talk a bit. But I get so excited when they're talking about something, and I got to join in. And I think that that's also part of what works. And just you, when I called you and I said, "Hey, Bob, do you want to do this?" And you were like, "Yes." It's the enthusiasm, your desire to do
we
this.
We still yearn for the limelight, let's face it,
Goody. I hope I could give you some. And don't forget, people can still watch this either on my Facebook page, Cindy Alter Live Entertainment, or you can go to YouTube, Discover TV, and you will be there forever. Wow. So it will be there forever. So if anybody missed it, don't worry. It's a good thing. Anthony, thank you so much. I always appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Lovely to see your name. Francine, Marion, Tony Gaza, Lionel, my friend Cherie, everybody that comes on to say hello. We so appreciate you. And Discover TV, thanks for...
Original South African art on my wall behind me. Okay,
I can see it. Yeah. I saw it. Very impressive. Thank you, Bob. We're going to play for the video.
Cindy. Love you long time.
Oh, very long time. Love you long time. Thanks to Discover TV and our producers for making the show possible. I love you all. And good night. Peace and love. I've got a beautiful new necklace that my sister-in-law gave me. Peace and love. Can you see?
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Oh, yeah. We could have sung a couple songs,
We could have sung a couple songs.
Totally.
We should do this again, Cindy.
Let's do it again, and then we do some song. So I'll do the next series. Okay, so this series has been all about the interviews. Next series, we get people to sing as well.
Okay, cool. Can do.
I love that. John will just be right there playing the piano, and you'll be singing to me.
Yep. Saint John.
I love it. Oh, St. John, we do love you. It's just so great to see you.
Come and show yours. Come and give us a hello,
John Fresk. Everybody loves you, John.
St. John.
Nice to see you, darling.
Lovely to see you.
And everybody else, mwah, bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to play our video. Stay online, because we'll come back afterwards and we will say our own goodbyes.
Okay, cool.
We're going to play out with a video. God,
there are so many.
This is just fabulous. Don't mean a thing.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that
swing.
Do-wop, 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 do-wop. It don't mean a thing, all you got to do is sing.
That was my vocal ensemble, they were great.
It makes no difference if it's sweet or hard. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop.
Rhythm, got rhythm, got rhythm, got rhythm. Rhythm, got rhythm. Got swing, rhythm, don't mean a thing. Rhythm, everything got swing, rhythm, rhythm.
Makes no difference if it's sweet or hard. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do up, 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 do up.
Rhythm, got rhythm, got rhythm, got rhythm. Rhythm, got rhythm. Got swing, don't mean a thing. Rhythm, got swing, don't mean a thing.
Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do up, 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 do up.
My kids. Some of my kids. I can't hear you, Cindy.
We were meant to go to closings, to all
Yes.
the closings now, and I'll see you just now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Johnson and
Yeah,
the